Hey, RetconRaider here. Today's video is dedicated to two of my patrons, Jonathan Tanner and Forbidden One. Thanks for your continued support, guys. That said, let's get started. And welcome back to episode 5. Now, last time, we ended up covering a lot of ground. We had another run-in with Tartuccio, we negotiated with the bandits at Thorn Ford, we rescued a traveling priest of Aristil, and we rounded things out with a violent confrontation with the Technic League. The fighting got pretty fierce, but we ultimately emerged victorious, with Kalana, the leader of the group, fleeing to an unknown location. Surprisingly, we didn't find much on their bodies, though we did find this S-Stock +1. It's a pretty solid weapon, but also one we're not trained to use, so we'll probably just end up selling it the next time we pass through Oleg's. Anyway, let's go check out that abandoned hut. The insidious henchmen of the ominous Technic League have disappeared into the thick wilderness of the mysterious Stolen Lands. But not for long. Soon we'd be upon them. First, though, we'd have to pick up their trail. To do that, we tried to understand, based on what we've seen, what kind of spell Kalana used to get away, and where it could bring her. We easily realized that the spell Kalana used to flee had a small range, no further than 600 feet. We checked our surroundings in this range and quickly found the place she teleported to, as well as a trail leading from there. Inspired by our success, we tried to find anyone who could have seen these despicable people. This wilderness only seems deserted at first glance. Wandering around the area, we met a few mushroom gatherers and hunters who told us where they'd seen our quarry. We hadn't discovered the exact position of their camp, but we were closing in. We followed the trail of the Technic League. The henchmen of the ominous Technic League are truly insidious, and the Stolen Lands a mysterious thicket, but true heroes think nothing of such things. We easily picked up the trail of those scoundrels, and soon found their camp. Hey, 150 experience. Not bad. Okay, let's see where that camp is. Ooh, not exactly close by. Alright, we do need to head back to Oleg soon, but let's clear the abandoned hut and then we'll take stock of our supplies. If we're lucky, we might actually hit level 3 before we head back to the trading post.
My strength fades.
Well, there goes the rest of our supplies. We'll set up camp once we get to the abandoned hut. Okay, let's get some rest and then we'll head inside. Alright, heroes, get some rest. Actually, let's rearrange our camp setup real quick. Yeah, Silverleaf is better at cooking, so we'll have Lindsay take watch instead. Well, no luck on the meal, but at least we found enough rations to camp one more time. Let's see what we're dealing with here. Abandoned hut. The remains of a small house, accompanied by an old stone altar, are hidden deep in the woods. Local hunters sometimes use the place for shelter and try not to think too hard about who built it and why it was abandoned. Well, that's not ominous or anything. Hard to gauge the size of this map.
All according to plan.
Alright, let's just start following this trail. You are here. Please, follow me. I'll be right there. Just need to pick some flowers first.
In due time.
Okay, on my way. Father, please! I looked for the herbs you asked for. Silence! Did you forget the rules? You have disobeyed twice. But Father... 3 times! Enough. I can't. Enough! A bit too grim for my tastes, but, let's keep looking around. The staircase decayed and collapsed long ago. It can't be climbed.
My search was not in vain.
Rotted wooden racks, long ago used for drying herbs. Ooh, a potion of enlarged person. We can always use more of those. Awful lot of mist here. Let's check this offshoot path first. Oh, looks like we've got some wolves.
Let us strike as one!
Nothing we can't handle.
Tear them apart!
Nice. Hate that whimper, though. That actually makes me feel a little bad about this. Alright, let's speed this up. Nicely done. Let's get Harem patched up, and then we can keep looking around.
Ready for anything?
This requires your attention.
Bushes grow in the well, a clear sign that it was abandoned long ago. Oh, hold on. In early spring, Willow's leaves are the same color as her eyes. His, too. I barely hold myself from burning them out with acid. It is his fault. Despicable. Weak. If it was not for him, she would still be alive. Does not talk to me. Looks away. Planned something. I know. I have to gather forest herbs and make a hiding place. Hide my charms. He is a coward, but he can steal and run away. I will punch it out of him. Everything hurts. I can barely walk. How could he? How? He would never bring himself to confront me on his own. He says his name is now Stag Lord. He says he will not let me die or let me go. He says I should not be calling him my son. Like I ever did. He told me to pack my things. We are leaving soon. He now has his people and his own fortress. I'm hiding the charms in the herb cache. I probably should not. I will not be able to escape. He will not let me. Yeah, that's pretty grim stuff. That bit about the herb cache is interesting, though. We'll have to keep that in mind. Where have you been? I told you to prepare everything for the ritual. You will never give me orders again. What? Well then, summon your power. Or maybe you'd like to try the acid. I'm not your slave any longer. Not your toy. Not your son. Enough! I won't kill you. Your powers will be of use to me. From now on, you do as I say. I guess that's one more piece of the puzzle. A small, deserted timber shed. Based on what we've seen, I'm guessing that's where the Stag Lord slept when he was younger. Odd that he'd have valuables in there. Maybe he really was stealing from his father.
I have been waiting for you. The flowers, birds, and wind told me you would come. Oh, my poor flowers. They will perish before long in this bog.
The familiar outline of the nymph appears before you. It seems that only you can see or hear the nymph.
Speaking to the gods is best done in private. I can look away if need be.
Yeah, thanks, Aram. Tell me what to do next.
Search the area around the hut. Try to find anything that remained of the druid who lived here. I am sure the fog is his doing. This suffocating veil is as vicious as his nature. We should learn more about the fog and the ritual through which it was created. Return to me if you find anything. The past may hide the answers that shape the future.
I had a strange vision. A young man and an old druid who tortured him. Then they exchanged roles.
Yes. The soil, water, and stones here are infused with toxic pain and fear. They poison this place as we speak. You have seen where your enemy's journey began. The one called Stag Lord was once the victim of a cruel madman, and has since become one himself. You see now how monsters are born. But what comes of regret for a thing you cannot change? There is no time to be lost. We must do away with the fog quickly.
Tell me about yourself. I would like to know more about my ally.
Do you really wish to know? Fine. I'll tell you a fairy tale. Once upon a time, there lived a young nymph. She lived in an enchanted forest, where 1,000 birds sung day and night, where the sun often left a spark or two hanging in the tree crowns, and where the starlight fell on sleepy glades like a glowing, soft haze.
The nymph's eyes grow cloudy.
The young nymph loved simple things, like sitting by the stream with her friends, braiding each other's hair and adorning their braids with crystals made of dew, or watching the flowers blooming. But inside her soul, the young nymph dreamed of something more.
The nymph's voice is quiet but clear. As you hear it, you seem to sense the aroma of the forest glades, washed with the morning dew, mixing with the odor of spring meadows aflood with blooms.
Oh, dreams. Nothing in any world can live without them. Even a seed that falls in fertile soil cannot sprout without the dream of the sun. The same was true for our nymph. She wished to turn her enchanted forest into a true fairy tale kingdom and fill it with thousands of wonders. But plans so ambitious rarely go unnoticed by greater powers.
New notes creep into the aroma of the forest and meadow. Now, you smell a storm coming.
Those greater powers decided to punish the nymph for her boldness. They sent a horrible monster to poison the enchanted forest and kill the singing birds. The nymph was forced to flee, and finally she found shelter here in the stolen lands. Here she hoped to sprout the seeds of a new dream, even as she mourned the dream she'd lost. But then the magic mist appeared, killing everything that lived. And the nymph cast about, desperately searching for help. So far, these are the fairy tale's final words. But I hope this is not the end, just yet.
Would you be willing to share the details of your story? About these evil powers, the enchanted forest, the monster?
One day, perhaps. Perhaps I will tell you more. But it doesn't matter now. We need to concentrate on the problems at our doorstep. The Stag Lord, the Druid, the Mist.
Fair enough. I'll return later. Farewell.
I will be waiting,
The nymph whispers. A lot of interesting new information there. I'm not quite sure what to make of it just yet, but it's interesting. Anyway, let's finish looking around. Token of the Dryad. That's another relic. We'll have to hold on to that until Act 2. Minor valuables. A wooden house, time-worn and
I've
apparently
found something
deserted.
interesting.
I went to the old Temple of the Elk again today. Wicked, gloomy place. Just like my soul, it used to shine once, and it is hollow and horrible now. Did he spy on me? Maybe I should lock him up. No, let him be. What can he do, the useless coward? Just whimper and hide. The Temple of the Elk. That's the place that Jot asked us to look for.
You come again. Did you find something?
The nymph reaches toward you. I found the druid's notes. They mention a Temple of the Elk. Can this help us?
An ancient temple. The temple of the Stag God. Yes, that must be it. The place of power where the druid created the fog. Perhaps we'll be able to cleanse it from there. The temple hides in the thicket not far from here. You'll need to go there and purge the place of whatever evil still lingers there, summoned by the druid's sinister ritual. Take care. You are my only hope.
I have a clear goal now. I'll continue my journey. Let's see here. Find the Temple of the Elk. Track down Kalana. And 85 more days to defeat the Stag Lord. Well, we'd better get back to it. The stone altar is decorated with an eroded foliage pattern and symbols of green faith. Guess we're pretty much done here. Let's peek inside that house real quick. Oh, guess we're not quite done here after all.
Do not falter!
Repent!
They go down!
So many failed skill checks. Why would they put a chest here if there's nothing in it? The ground near the chest is covered with culinary herbs. They dried out long ago. Interesting. You know, one of the notes mentioned hiding something in the herb cache. Yeah, no details, just that he hid something there. Alright, let's try something real quick. Ah, very nice. Let's see what we got. +1 short sword. That's another weapon we don't have much use for, but it's worth 600 gold. We also got a book on transmutation and a couple of mushrooms. Okay, now we're done here. It's a shame we keep finding all these magic weapons we can't actually use. Well, I'm sure we'll find something useful sooner or later. Anyway, let's head back out to the world map. Okay, we should probably head back to Oleg's, but we do have enough supplies to camp one more time. Alright, well, we're definitely going to be overextending ourselves, but we're already halfway to the Temple of the Elk, so let's start heading in that direction. It will take longer to get back, since we'll have to stop and hunt for food, but at least this way we'll get a chance to fill out the rest of our party.
Would be nice, don't you think?
Just a little farther, Lindsay. Oh. Well, we are fatigued, but we could really use some more XP. We'll take our chances.
I tire.
Let's see what we're dealing with. Looks like mid-level bandits. We're only level 2, so this would be a pretty tough fight even if we weren't fatigued. Let's see what we can do to improve our odds.
I know what to do.
The end draws near.
Time's not waiting.
And Lindsay was called forth.
Okay, let's see if we can neutralize that brawler. No luck on the hideous laughter. Alright, well, let's cue the music and see how this goes. That cleric's going to be a problem. Let's see if we can neutralize him instead. Nice. Nice.
Repent.
We should gather our strength.
I don't think that got us much. Some minor vendor trash and maybe about 50 experience points, but every little bit helps. Alright, let's get some rest.
Listen, Harem, would you ever want to return to the Five Kings Mountains? To take up a hammer again? To feel the heat of the furnace?
Don't reopen old wounds. I have found my path, and I'm not turning from it. The mountains are my home no more, even if someone would like to see me there.
Well, not quite enough to feed the party, but certainly better than nothing. Anyway, moving on.
All according to plan.
– 1% of an achievement completed. Alright, let's hit the Temple of the Elk, and then we might hit that Technic League camp. I'll have to think about that one. Temple of the Elk. A huge rock surrounded by the forest, with the head of an immense elk carved out of it. At the foot of the rock lies what was once an impressive shrine dedicated to the god Aristil. Sounds like a nice place. Uh-oh. While we fought the bloodthirsty beasts at the Temple of the Elk, Tartuccio might have found his artifact, or done something else insidious. Well, that's unfortunate. Not much we can do about it now, though. We'll just worry about Tartuccio later. For now, let's have a look around. You found the right trail. The ritual was held here. But be careful. There are dangerous beasts ahead. They are both guards of this place and tokens of the druid's evil magic. Please, be careful. Duly noted. We'll proceed with caution.
I see something.
Oh, there's our first enemy. A primal giant frog. We'll play it safe here and see if we can use these pillars as a choke point.
And Lindsay was called forth.
This should do it.
Who will prevail? Does it matter?
Oh, not what I meant to do, but you know what? That's fine. Alright, let's wrap this up. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Harem took a nasty hit, though.
Was lost in thought.
Now, those things were a bit tougher than I was expecting, so let's set up some buffs before we go any further.
Ready for anything?
Lindsay the Magnificent? Lindsay the Illustrious? Something more simple, like Lindsay the Great? Maybe Lindsay the Indecisive.
Thank you, Lindsay. Way to contribute. Anyway, we're on multiple timers now, so we need to keep moving. We'll save those for after we've cleared the area.
All according to plan.
Oh, and that is a treant.
Done with waiting.
I'm not sure we can actually handle that, but
Tear them apart!
we'll certainly give it a shot.
Road notice awaits us.
Okay, now, this thing is pretty tough, but it should be vulnerable to fire.
Anything is possible.
Time's not waiting.
I wrote it like I saw it.
Oh, yeah, there's the tutorial about damage reduction. Fortunately, our bombs should bypass that. Actually, let's get one of those murder ponies in here. See what those things can do.
Silverleaf, I see your light.
Looks like Tristan didn't last long. Sorry, buddy. Let's set bombs to default for now. I'll have to remember to turn them off when we're done, though. Oh. Murder pony just got murdered. Poor guy.
Avenge me.
Just a little longer.
Lost.
There we go. Okay, that was a little too close for comfort.
The end draws near.
Here.
Let's get everyone patched up.
Yes, I'm still here.
We've still got a few buffs running, so let's have a chat with Tristan and then we'll keep moving.
I swear, never have I been so glad to meet a stranger. Even with the power granted me by Sarenrae, I almost lost. You have my thanks. Please, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Tristan.
A young man wipes his hand across his brow. His face is pale and his fair hair is a mess, but his gaze is steady and grateful. You're wounded. Do you need aid?
You are very kind. Kindness to strangers is in short supply these days. But worry not. Sarenrae's priests are skilled in the healing arts. I can heal myself.
How did you get here?
I was investigating this fog. I believe you have already discerned that it is magical in nature. I serve Sarenrae, goddess of sunlight. Discovering an evil magic that isolated living creatures from the sun alarmed me in no small way. I was able to locate the place the fog originated from, but was too presumptuous and almost got into the beast's teeth.
A local nymph directed me here. She thinks the enchanted fog in this temple was created by the druid who serves the bandit leader. I expect defeating the beast guards should cause the fog to clear.
I have never spoken to nymphs, but I believe their assessment is accurate. The creatures occupying this temple are far from ordinary animals. The power that moved them here is related to the fog. The beasts hold the fog as anchors hold a ship dancing in the waves. From what I can tell, once the beasts are defeated, the fog should begin to clear.
We should stick together in such a dangerous place. You could help me on my journey.
I promise to think about your request after you deal with the beasts. But please, allow me to catch my breath for now.
I'll be back once I deal with the beasts. Farewell.
I will wait for you. This fog bothers me.
Yeah, don't strain yourself, Tristan. Alright, let's see if we can clear the rest of the temple before we hit the pause button. We'll save the looting for once the monsters are dead. Primal Dire Boar. Well, we just took down a treant, so I think we can handle a pig.
Adventures call to them.
Alright, let's do this.
Let us strike as one! Blood for Gorum!
Ooh, Valerie took a pretty nasty hit right off the bat. Let's see if we can do something here. Alright, we've almost got this. Let's finish it with a magic missile. Yikes.
Look at me, Gorum!
Okay, there's nothing left to skin, but, you know what? That's fine.
Don't hesitate.
Let's, burn through the rest of our healing, and hopefully we've got enough to make it through one more fight.
Oh, sorry. Was
Give the
lost in
order.
thought.
Again, we'll save the looting for once we're done. We don't want to waste these buffs. Ooh, a primal ferocious wolf. That sounds pretty nasty. Make that a whole pack of them. This might be a problem.
What you want?
Let's try to use those pillars as a choke point again.
To victory!
We'll also have Amiri down one of her potions. Uh-oh, that one might be going around. Focus fire on the back row. They're easier to hit. Come on.
A calculated risk.
Nice. No, harem.
Lost.
Okay, we're fine. He was out of spells anyway.
Repent.
Do not falter!
Oh, thank goodness. Okay, that's all of them. Now we can collect our treasure and have a proper look around.
In due time.
The water is crystal clear and seems to radiate a gentle, soothing shine. Ah, that's the stuff.
We should gather our strength.
An ancient statue of Aristil seems to resist the ravages of time. The effects of years, rain, and wind have destroyed the temple walls, but they could not subdue the statue.
That is not far.
Alright, let's get back to Tristian.
My search was not in vain.
Oh, let's check that out first. +1 quarterstaff. Interesting. Wow, there was actually some pretty good stuff in there. Nothing great, but I'm certainly not complaining. Guess we can't go that way. Alright, let's have a chat with Stjepan and then we'll wrap things up. Stjepan is waiting patiently. The beasts are defeated. What now?
Praised be Sarenrae. Now, if my knowledge serves, the fog should weaken and eventually clear entirely. We need only wait. Perhaps somewhere more hospitable?
Stjepan shivers slightly. The beasts have been dealt with. Are you ready to travel with me now?
You've saved my life, and I wish to repay good with good. I will gladly aid you in your journeys. Let us be off. We will accomplish much good together. I'm sure of it.
About time. Alright, I think that brings us to a pretty good stopping point. We cleared 2 locations, we got a little closer to the Stag Lord, and we also picked up a new party member who, for some reason, is already level 3. I don't think that's supposed to happen. I guess it's fine, it's not really going to make much of a difference in the long run, but it's a nice short-term bonus. Obviously, Stjepan is a pretty straightforward healer, but I am thinking about turning him into a Mystic Thierge. It would cut into his healing powers, but it would also make him a lot more viable on the battlefield. The way I see it, we've already got Harem on the front line, so we should have more than enough healing, even if we do decide to throw a multi-class into the mix. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments below, and we'll pick up here next time. See you then. Oh, and remember, although I do love playing Pathfinder Kingmaker, you can find out more about the game by visiting the official website, the official YouTube channel, the fan-run wiki, or the original crowdfunding campaign over on Kickstarter. Links are in the description.